Kubo and the Two Strings is an absolute delight. It's the fourth film from Laika Studios, the folks who previously brought us Coraline, Paranorman, and the Box Trolls, and in the case of Kubo, I might go so far to say that it's my favorite that they've put out yet. They managed to take so many things that I like and marry them together. Like, I'm a huge sucker for stop motion, and they're always pushing the boundaries further and further. Like, these little elemental details that they do, like in Paranorman, how the clouds are cloth. It's just really clever stuff that you have to, just hats off. And in the case of Kubo, like a shot for the stars. From characters to setting to set pieces to camera movement, the whole thing is just so wonderfully crafted. But I'm getting ahead of myself just talking about how awesome the visuals are. Let's talk ever so briefly on story. Set in the time of the samurai, Kubo and the Two Strings follows the titular character of Kubo, a young boy with magical powers being sought after by the Moon King. It's also worth noting that the Moon King is also his grandfather and stole one of his eyes. There are a few other familial components to this, but those things are discovered as Kubo goes on his journey to find the three elements to defeat the Moon King. On this journey, the young Kubo, played by Game of Thrones Art Parkinson, is joined by a magical monkey charm come to life and a samurai who's been turned into a stag beetle, played by Charlize Theron and Matthew McConaughey, respectively. The thing that I actually love so much about these types of fantasy films is it allows us to shelve our logic. If you're in a world with fantastical and magical characters like this, you're not going to be asking so many questions like, how did the sword get there? How is the ship able to rebuild itself? Because if you are, you're kind of a dick. It's not that kind of movie. And not needing to worry about all those logical connections because magic is great, it affords the story so much more mobility, allowing us to focus in more on characters, their histories, the emotional core of the piece, and the theming. And man oh man, I love Laika so much for this, because even though yes, they are making movies that can be enjoyed by kids, some of the subject matter and storylines and theming get a little bit dark. The larger question of Kubo is, what is your legacy? When does your story end? In many ways, it's asking kids to think about their mortality, which, real uplifting stuff. Like, for that very reason, I'd argue that Laika is kind of filling that Don Bluth void we've been lacking for a bit. Like, all his films are great, but they are really dark. Rats of Nim still kind of creeps me out. Oh, Miss Frisbee, you had no idea what terrors you were in for. Shifting from theming back to our emotional core with our characters, everybody kills it here. Art Parkinson is wonderful as Kubo, conveying determination but also childlike wonder. As far as the rest of the cast goes, well, all the main players playing opposite Kubo have either been nominated or won an Academy Award, so they're good. Chemistry between characters is strong, with banter between Beetle and Monkey exceptionally enjoyable. Which brought me to the realization that, guys, Charlize needs to be taking more comedic roles. Because in Kubo, she plays deadpan so amazingly, and we already know from Arrested Development that she can play wacky. But the amount of comedic roles that she's tapped into are really low. There's A Million Ways to Die in the West and Young Adult, which, it's slated as a dark comedy, but it's more sad than anything else. I just think there's something so fun about seeing a dramatic actor stretch their comedy muscles. And because, let's face it, we'd all love to see Leo in a wacky family comedy. But that's neither here nor there. What is here, however, is that I feel that Kubo and the Two Strings is a masterfully put together fantasy film. It's exceptionally paced, it doesn't shy away from pulling on your heartstrings, character and creature designs are top-notch, action scenes are diverse, fun, while still feeling tense. Visually, like all things with Laika, it's absolutely dazzling, especially on the big screen. And, above all else, in a summer full of reboots, remakes, and sequels, Kubo's originality is a breath of fresh air. It's great. See it. So those are my thoughts on Kubo and the Two Strings. Leave your thoughts on Kubo down in the comments below. And of course, if you'd like more from me, you can certainly check out my review of Batman vs. Superman right up here. And oh hey, my brother and I made a pilot about ghosts called Obituary. It's right there. Check it out. It's really fun. And of course, if you'd like to follow me in any social media sort of stuff, basically Twitter and Facebook. Those are the primary ways. There are links down in the description below, so comment, click, and keep loving movies, guys. As for me, I'm going to try my hand at being Kubo, but I don't have magic, so I'm just going to be doing origami with my hands. Alright, welcome to my first Let's Fold. Let's get folding, right? So we are going to be making a paper crane. I didn't have any origami paper, so I just used printer paper. I mean, it's thicker, yes, but it should be fine, right? Now it's come on, there we go. Okay, no, that's not correct. Okay, got it now. Alright. Yeah, the thicker paper is a problem. It's a problem. Am I doing this correctly? Seems like I'm breaking it. Come on. There we go. All right. That's not the shape it's supposed to be. What? Starting with a new sheet. Okay. I was too proud before. That's what it is. I'll get it this time. Makes like a box. Fold top triangle flaps into center and unfold. Crease well, unfold. A lot of unfolding. Open uppermost flap, bringing it upwards and pressing the sides of the model inwards at the what? This does not look pretty. But it's the shape that it's supposed to look like. Looks like that? Yeah, great, okay. Repeat steps 4 through 6 on the other side. Are you, okay. God damn it. Dude. Oh, it really just makes me think I'm gonna rip it. It looks awful, but I didn't rip it. Fold top flaps. Okay, I feel like I get it. Fold both models up. Crease very well, then unfold. Okay. This printer paper was a mistake. It's just resistance all the way. Oh, okay. I know how this works now. All right. This is just, oh, that's an ugly, poor bird. There we go. Pull it out. It's a crane. So, there it is. One paper crane. Now only 999 more to go to get my wish granted. Let's go.